Hello everyone, welcome back to Mom Wester channel. So today I would like to go through this particular company called Facebook, and I want to deep dive with you whether this company worth investing or not. So do stay tuned to the end of the video. Let us start with business model of Facebook. Facebook is actually a social media platform that is currently dominating the market around the world. And Facebook also consists of Instagram and WhatsApp. Let us go through the statistic of the users around the world that are using these platforms. First of all, I would like to make a disclaimer here. This is not a recommendation to buy or sell shares. This is purely a video to share my investment journey through this channel. Now, let us look at the apps that belongs to Facebook. This statistic shows the monthly active users of Facebook. So Facebook app is the first one that is dominating the market right now with 2.5 billion of users. The next is YouTube, and then comes with WhatsApp, which belongs to Facebook, and Messenger with 1.3 billion of users, which also belongs to Facebook. Instagram with 1 billion of users, which also belongs to Facebook. Now, let's look at the statistic of Facebook users in America. The apps that Americans can't live without. The first ranking is actually Facebook. Second is Instagram, right? So the apps that Brits can't live without. First ranking is actually WhatsApp. The next is Facebook and comes with Instagram. So can you see all this is proving to you that Facebook is actually dominating the social media platform in the. And Facebook mainstream revenue is actually comes from advertising revenue, and Facebook has the ability to collect users' data based on their users' pattern in order to prompt the advertisement effectively. That is why nowadays businesses, individuals likes to advertise their business through Facebook platform. After going through the business model and the revenue stream of Facebook, now let us go through the financial analysis of Facebook. So for the financial analysis of Facebook, let us start with the profit and loss statement. All the numbers here are quoted in USD million. Right? So for the revenue, as you can see, from 2016 all the way up to now, 2020, the revenue has been growing from 27 billion all the way till today, 75 billion. It's even better than last year, considering it's a pandemic right now. And the gross profit margin is being very consistent. This is a very good sign. I like to see a very high gross profit margin. A good tech companies that have a very strong margin, it is usually more than at least 70% gross profit margin. So this is a very good tech company. And the interest expense is actually zero here because they don't have any debt financing. This is also a very good sign for me as a shareholder. And the EPS has been growing over the years. PE ratio is remain at around 30 over, which is very normal nowadays for technological companies. The industry, the PE ratio for an SPY index is currently at about 22. And but because this is a tech company, and tech company usually has a higher PE ratio compared to the normal other industries. So for the balance sheet position, as you can see, their net assets has been growing over the years as well. This means this actually contribute a very good sign for the company. It shows that the company balance sheet position is very strong, right? And the cash and cash equivalent is considered very high right now. I'm very surprised that they have such a huge cash piling up. Debt over equity, there's nothing much. So the cash flow statement position, I like to see very nice operating cash flow. This is a very good operating cash flow. To me, it has to be at least positive, so that it shows that the business have a very good generating good business cash flow, right? Investing cash flow, I always like to see company that invest back in to grow their business. So it's always good to see a negative sign for investing cash flow. If you see positive sign, it means that they have disposed of some of their investments, right? If they are not disposing investment, they are keep on investing into new ventures, then it's always good to see a negative sign. And financing cash flow, I believe the bulk of the financing cash flow comes from repurchase of capital stocks, means they spend their excess cash to do a share buyback from the market in order to keep their share price, to control their share price. And free cash flow is actually at 18 billion right now. I think it's very healthy. This is a very healthy financial position for Facebook. After going through the financials of Facebook, we are now convinced that Facebook has a very strong financial position in terms of P&L and balance sheet. So the question now is whether Facebook is still worth investing. So is Facebook currently a good price to buy? As of 22nd of October, the price is at $278. So let us go through the chart and see whether it's a good time to buy Facebook. It actually bounced off from the support line that I have drawn. I roughly gauge a support line here, and then it bounced back up ever. It opened at a gap up on this day, on the 21st of October. And Facebook, the historical high for Facebook is actually about $300. So is $278 a good time to buy? I would say, for me, if I were to buy, I wouldn't want to buy in here today. I may want to wait for it to retrace back. But usually when there is a gap up, you can see from the historical price chart, when it gaps up, it doesn't really goes back down to support line. It will usually remain there. So if it gaps up here, most likely there is a chance that the price may not pull back down so much, or it could also have a chance that the price pull back down. I don't know. But based on the historical price chart, it seems like once it gaps up, it remain at the gap up price. So I would say if you want to enter now, I think it's okay to enter because the historical high is $300. So you know that somehow Facebook will go back up to $300. So if you have the holding power, if you have a long-term holding power or even mid-term holding power, it is not difficult for Facebook to reach back to $300. If Facebook were to go up in their share price, definitely I would say it will move back up to $300. So is it a good time to buy now? I would say it's okay to buy now, or you may even want to wait for it to touch back to the support line over here before you buy. But is it very likely that it touched back to support line? I don't know, because looks like the previous gap up, it doesn't bounce back to support line. Previous gap up, it doesn't really move back to support line for a period of time. So if you have good holding power, it's actually good. It's actually okay to buy now. For me, I think I would want to buy now to wait for it to go to $300. For a mid-term position like this, I don't mind to take profit at $300. But if it is a very long-term trade or long-term investment, I would say I won't be surprised next year or the 2 years after Facebook reach $400, because of the good number of users, and also because nowadays business goes online, business likes to advertise in Facebook. I believe one day Facebook can reach up to $400. Facebook actually took 1 year to grow from, this is during the pandemic, Facebook actually took 1 year to grow from $200 to $300. I won't be surprised that Facebook will take another 1 year to grow from $300 all the way to $400. I won't be surprised on that. So I don't mind to hold a very long-term position for Facebook.